From England was sentenced in federal court in Bangor today for interfering with a flight crew. 30-year-old Alexander Michael Dominic McDonald was charged after an incident on a United Airlines flight that was diverted to Bangor while heading to Newark, New Jersey on March 1st. According to court records, McDonald began arguing with his companion and caused a disturbance. McDonald became belligerent and said he would, quote, mess up the plane when crew members tried to calm him down. He was sentenced to serve time, and he has been in custody since his arrest on March 1st. He was also ordered to pay more than $20,000 in restitution to the airline.